What's up, guys? Ricardo the Barber here. I'm going to go over real fast on why these are my favorite trimmers. These are Wahl detailers, and notice the front is off. It's not off for any specific reason. I actually think I dropped it or something and the piece popped off, so I didn't worry about putting it back on. But you know, these clippers could easily be zero gap like any other trimmer there is. And one thing is that basically all these trimmers can be zero gap the same way. So whenever I get recommended to do a video and it's on zero gapping trimmers, I'm like, oh, well, you know what, you can pretty much use the same technique for most of these trimmers. But I'm going to go over it real quick, and while I'm doing it, I'm going to explain why I like this trimmer a lot, why it's my favorite, and you know, it's basically my #1 choice. So first things first, when you get this trimmer, and you know, when you get it out of the box, it comes with a regular Wahl you know, wide blade, you know, it comes standard on there. So you'll get this, and then you'll also get this, which is a zero gap device for it. And that's exactly what it's going to be used for. They also give you this little screwdriver, which, you know, don't throw this away. You're going to need this. Most of you guys who don't really mess with their trimmers, or you know, they're not really technical about anything, you're going to need this to get this, you know, somewhat zero gapped and at least better working than when you get it out the box. So real quick, I'll just show you how to use it. All right, you're just gonna pop your blade off. And here's this is the first thing I like about these detailers here, is that unlike other trimmers, I noticed these detailers have a set place where you're gonna put the blade. So this blade could only go on here in one place and one place only. It's not movable. You're gonna pop it on, and it's gonna fit inside the holes, and that's it. You're just gonna put the screws in there. Now with other trimmer blades, this blade could be shifted left or right or front and back, and that's fine. You know, that's always good. But if you have a set place for it, you're gonna know that you're not putting it too far to the left or too far to the right. And you know what that does, and say you had another pair of trimmers and you put it a little bit to the right, you favor the right side. When this bottom blade moves, this left side's, you know, the actual moving blade is going to come past the set blade, and you're going to feel it when you're going around someone's ear. Same thing vice versa. You go too far to the left, you're going to have the same problem. With this, it's already prefigured for you. So you're just going to pop it in the hole and then put the screws in. Done. Alright, that's one of the first reasons I like about this trimmer. And another thing is that it's rotary. Alright, a rotary motor, it's got a thing inside that spins in a circle. Now when it meets up with this blade, the only way this blade can move is from left to right. Okay, there's no gap up and down, so these things aren't movable. It just slides left and right. With another pair of trimmers that I have, it's got a little bit of a gap on these Andes trimmers, the T-outliners. Now the reason it has a little bit of a gap is because the actual prong that hits it spins on an axis, so it's shifting this blade like this. And what that does is that'll, you know, if you don't do it right when you're zero gapping, this tooth and this tooth on the end are both going to come above the actual blade here, so you're going to feel the ends too, no different, because again, it's spinning on an axis. With the rotary, they don't have any of that because it spins directly left and right. So that's #2 why I like this thing. Never mind, they're pretty powerful. And so you're going to pop this bad boy off, unloosen these screws, alright? And again, this is straight out the box. You know, mine were already zero gap to put them to factory settings, just so I can go over it again with you guys. Alright, you're going to pop this bad boy in there. Very easy. You're going to put pressure towards this way with everything. You know, you're going to give it some moderate pressure, and then you're going to tighten them back up. Okay? If you use a regular screwdriver, you're probably going to strip these 2 screws, which is why some of you are having problems on actually getting this thing to tighten up and saying, oh yeah, you know, after I turn it on, it moves. It's probably why. Maybe you had the wrong screwdriver, but boom. For most of you out there, this is zero gapped and it's going to be enough. So you pop it back on your trimmer, use it on yourself first, and make sure, you know, if you're okay with it, you'll be able to use it on someone else. But I go the extra step. I don't really care for this blade. Don't ask why. Some people can get this blade running good. I don't have much use for it. I go out and I purchase this other wide blade. It's a 1/4 inch bigger than the standard wide blade it comes with. So it's going to be no different. Except the problem with this is that you can't put it inside of here because it's a 1/4 inch. Oh, never mind, you can. Anyways, what do you know? I'm learning on the video. So anyways, it fits in there. But again, you know, you can put it in there. All right, now that I'm seeing that, dummy. There goes my video. Anyways, so yeah, I guess you can fit it in there. So what you're going to do for some of you guys, this is going to be good enough. You're going to do the same process with this. All right? But for me, which is where I'm going to get for you guys who want to go the extra mile, you're going to unloosen them, okay? And you're going to ride it against the table here, okay? Now when you go directly up, it's going to put these teeth flush together, okay? That you don't want, because when you put it back in your trimmers, you're going to feel that bottom blade moving on your skin. You always want this bottom blade back a hair. Now zero gap doesn't mean that there's a zero gap and they're perfectly flush. It just means you're basically closing the actual blade as far as you can to get it to cut almost like you're shaving the hair, all right? So you're going to hold them down, preferably toward the edge of the table. You're going to tilt it. You're actually going to tilt it maybe about 20 degrees, all right? And then you're going to tighten these bad boys up, all right? Give moderate pressure on both sides. Tighten them up good. Boom, and then there you go. So what you're going to do is you're going to check it. I like to check it in the light so I can see the actual edge of the blade. Make sure none of these teeth are sticking up. They could be close, but make sure they're not flush and they're not sticking up. And when you're done, you're going to pop it back on, okay? And again, it goes in one spot and one spot only. So you're going to tighten those bad boys back up, check them on yourself, and they should run no problem, okay? Sorry about this here. I actually didn't know that this, that actual extra wide blade fit in there. Again, it's not something I would use. I don't recommend this. The only time I would recommend this is if, like I said, you guys don't really mess with your clippers or anything. So that'd be fine to use, but, I'd steer away from that as much as possible, just because this way works way better, all right? You're going to get a nice fine-tuned blade. It's going to work perfect when you're in there. And again, you pop it back on, use it, and you guys should be good. So, and if you don't have the money for this, it's probably like 20 bucks or something. I don't know. I just buy things. I don't really look at the prices anymore. But for the rest of you, this is going to be fine. So maybe if you want, finish this blade till it gets dull. Go to this blade after, or don't even buy that blade. Just use this as far as it can take you, and replace it, or whatever. But I have this blade, which I had tuned. I wasn't going to touch this blade. This is the one that I use in my videos. No way was I touching that. That thing is set perfect. And sometimes when you get it set perfect, you just got to keep it that way. So I basically kept that the same, just so I could keep cutting hair and getting all my good reviews. Anyways, I'm going to pop that bad boy back on there. Okay. Too bad this screwdriver isn't magnetic, but you do what you can. Boom, back on there. Just enough pressure. Don't go too much, because if you give it too much pressure, these screws, they don't get stripped. They get stuck on. So you're going to go through hell trying to rip this off. I did that once with my Heroes, and that was no good. But boom, back to normal, running perfect. Again, as long as they work good on you, they'll work good on your clients, and they should not bite at all, because they're moving left and right. One addition we have is the Legends. I just got these a little bit ago, and I had one haircut with them, but it's not a fade. It wasn't a blowout, no taper, no nothing. It was just a straight one with a shape up. So I didn't do a video of it, but I think I might do a video maybe on Thursday using these, just to express how I feel about them. You guys can get a little demo how they cut, and maybe that'll sway you into purchasing them or not purchasing them. We're going to find out how these things work, and I'll let you know every single thing that I feel about them. And hopefully they run good. I already zero gapped them just by setting that blade back. And again, I'll let you guys know what I think in the next video. Alright? Well, I know that wasn't crazy, but I just want to touch base with this again. And again, this is a little smaller. This is a very small trimmer compared to the other trimmers that are a little bit bigger than it, wider. They weigh a little more. These things are pretty solid, and they give you the best bang for your buck. And maybe like 45 bucks or something like that. You get them online. I usually try to recommend everybody gets any kind of clippers or trimmers online, and hopefully you guys get lucky or don't get unlucky and have a messed up pair. But when you get these online, they're going to be the price that they should be. Maybe 40 something bucks. If you go to Sally's or any kind of beauty store, they're going to be pumped up, because they're high theft stores. So once they know that they get robbed all the time, all the prices skyrocket, which is why these are going to be like $60-something in Sally's. Same with the clippers. Andy's Masters in the store are going to be 110, 120 bucks. You go online, they're like 70, 77 or something like that. So I do recommend, if you want to save some money, go online, purchase them, and you'll be satisfied. All right. Well, till next time, I'll try to have another video out in a couple days. And till then, peace.